Hello, this is Rick Powers from Western Technical College, coming to you from my home office. For introductory statistics, WebAssign navigation. So I'm going to share my screen with you here so you can see what I'm doing with regards to using WebAssign. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, if you are out in Blackboard and you want to do an assignment, you might click on something and say, I want to access WebAssign. I'm going to control click. If I hit control and click, then it opens in a new window. Now, this is where you would go initially to just get signed in to Cengage. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open, I'm going to sign out first. I need to sign out. And log back in again. So you'll have something that looks like this. And if you're a new user, you need to create an account with them. Otherwise, you would sign in, such as I'm doing here. And with my password. And so what I'm going to do is open the student view so that it'll look more like what you see when you sign in. Okay. So here we have WebAssign. This is where all the homework is. This is where all the exams will be. And as you can see here, it says home, and here's the name of the course. It'll have your information up here. It does have a place where you can get emailed with notifications, and then it has a very, a very decent help ability here. So if you click on here, it'll tell you system requirements, video tutorials, all kinds of stuff. And you can then search for help. And then you can also, if you go down here, customer support, then it'll take you to the place where you can actually, if you have trouble, if you need help with something, it's not working for you for some reason, then you can go to support.cengage.com and get all that help that you need. But there's a lot in there for your help if you need help on how to do things. Now, from here, of course, you can see your assignments are listed. And right now I have the homework posted. I don't have the tests posted yet. I still have to revise those. But as you can see, everything is listed out here. Now, these are the current assignments. Once the due date has passed, you will also see something down here which says past assignments. And then you can also, if you click just on my assignments up here, then it will give you a link to current assignments and past assignments when you would have such a thing, okay? And it has all of your scores and everything listed out there. Okay, so we're just going to go back home for now. And you'll see down here on the bottom where it has the textbook. And so if you want to see what the textbook has, you can click on there. There's other ways you can get to the textbook, which we'll cover in just a minute. But if we click here on the textbook, then it loads up here. And you'll see that it's not organized according to standard textbooks. They call them modules instead of chapters. Okay, and so then you have a lot of modules out here. And as I had mentioned previously, that there's a textbook navigation in Blackboard. So homework 1 has these modules and these particular sections. So let's just say I was working on module 2, section 2.1a. Okay. So I'm in module 2. I click on that. 2.1a. I click on that. And then it comes up with information here. Now, this is what you might call the table of contents, right? if you click through here, it'll kind of bookmark where you are and it won't take you back to this original screen. But as you can see with the textbook, you have an introduction. It tells you what you should already know in order to do this. And then it has the key concepts. It explains the situation. And then it has a lot of written examples to say, this is what you were talking about here. This is how you figure the stuff out. Okay. And then when you want to go back, then you click on this X right up here, and it'll bring you back so that you can see more of what's going on. Now, as we go farther down here, if we have more mathematical stuff going on, right, then we can have a situation where we would have written examples and then maybe formulas of how things are used. Now, we don't do a lot with formulas. We do a lot more with software, but just so that you see, those are some of the things that are out there. But just to look at an example, they give you the scenario, they give an information, then they go through and show you how it's done. Okay, these are written examples to show you how to do the thing, right? So then, pardon me. So if we want to close this and let's just see if we have something else here. Just some more examples of how this works. You have your key concepts. And again, if you want to see the table of contents for this section, you would go up here where these have this little menu symbol. And then it gives you step-by-step examples, okay, where they take you through all the steps, and then also written examples where they'll have the problem and they'll show you how to do it. Okay. Step by step is they say, this is the step, and then you click on the answer to know what does that mean? How do you do that? Okay. So there's just a ton of examples in the textbook for you to be able to use. All right, so that's getting to the textbook. Now the idea of what happens when you actually go to an assignment. We'll pick an assignment here, number 10. So if you click on an assignment, you'll see where you have the ability, if you want to print it out and then come back to it later, you can. You can also request an extension. So this just is a message that goes directly to me where you say, I can't get it done in time. Can I have an extension? The answer is yes. Okay, yes, you can have an extension, but you need to request that, all right, so that you can let me know, and it'll have a place on there where you say, I can get it done by, you know, the next day or a couple of days, and then I'll grant your extension, okay? So the answer is yes. Yes, you can have an extension. It's just a matter of you clicking the button where you can request it, okay? And there's not a penalty for requesting an extension. You can always request an extension. And then notice that it has situations here where it says, read it. If I click on read it button, then that will take me to the exact place in the textbook that talks about that particular question. Okay, and it'll show you the information about how to figure it out. Okay. Also, there are some questions that have watch it. And when you click on the watch it button, it'll actually pull up a video for you to watch from the textbook author about how to do the problem. Okay, so with all that in mind, that should work. Now you submit your answer here. If you want to do another version of it, right? If you get it wrong or something, you can go back, you can do another version of it. It's also the case that when you go down to the bottom and you hit submit assignment, this is something a lot of people comment about. it doesn't tell you that you submitted it. Even when you hit the button and say submit the assignment, it doesn't come back and say your assignment has been submitted. It does nothing. But you did submit it, okay? When you click that button, you do submit the assignment, but it doesn't tell you that you have submitted it, which is a problem. But that's just a problem in the software. All right, so hopefully that's most of the information that you need. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you can also request an extension from here. And then you can also navigate back to your list of assignments, or you can go back home. As far as how your grades get taken from this software into Blackboard, they've recently changed how that's done, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. We're going to see how it works. If there's ever a question, please be sure to let me know. But this website on WebAssign will generally have the updated information about each assignment. And then when you get to Blackboard, that would be where you would have your overall grade. Sometimes those things are a little bit different, but Blackboard is generally the place where you would say, what is my current grade right now, as of right now? Because it takes me a while sometimes to grade things, especially the exams. And so then Blackboard doesn't always get updated. But please let me know if there's any question or issue about that. All right, so let me know if you have any further questions about WebAssign.